Hi Aries, and welcome to your January reading. This is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or Venus in the sign of Aries. However, if you happen to click on this video out of curiosity or just felt compelled to for whatever reason, there is a reason, and so I hope you hear all that you need. But let's get into your reading because a lot came up for you guys. First out for the week is the Ten of Wands, which I feel is energy that has carried over also from Pisces reading. So you might also be dealing with a Pisces or have some pretty decent Pisces placements and should watch that video, okay? But after the Ten of Wands, you have the Judgment card that came out horizontally laid, followed by the Ace of Wands. Coming into the second and third week of January, what came up as potential obstacles. Now, this may have already happened, but it can be something that you go through internally or from somebody in your external environment. Okay, keep that in mind. What came up was the Ace of Cups, followed by the Seven of Cups and the King of Cups. And then finally, by the end of the month, where you will find yourself or what you can do to overcome, you have the World card, followed by the Queen of Swords and the Two of Coins. Bottom of the deck, the card that is on top is the Eight of Coins. So I feel like a lot of you guys are really going to be more hands-on, especially by the end of the month, especially by way in which the goals that you're setting and the ways in which you're keeping yourself accountable of the goals that you're setting, by way in which you are cognizant of the decisions that you're making and how they can affect you not only now but throughout the entire year of 2019 and for the remainder of your life. I feel like you guys are taking that a little bit more seriously as well. As I was shuffling your cards, all of the cards really wanted to fall out, so I feel like so much is in store for Aries for the year of 2019. It's just unbelievable, and you cannot stop it. You cannot control it. You know, you cannot try to put any resistance against it because it is more powerful than you. The Wheel of Fortune wanted to be shown. Okay, I also saw the Death card in reverse, which means that again you're trying to fight against something that is inevitable. Embrace transformation, and you have to be willing to transform throughout the year and in all instances when it's calling for you to react differently or to receive in a different manner. You know what I'm saying? So with this Ten of Wands and the Judgment card and the Ace of Wands, okay, I was telling Pisces that they need to come to a point where, because, you know, they easily absorb the energy of everything. They are like sponges, that they need to observe instead of absorb all of the energies that other people might be projecting onto them. And so you also need to watch for that as you're coming to the end of a chapter, as you are coming to the end of 2018 and stepping into January. You know, with the retrograde that we just had, it was really allowing for you to clean house and move house. You're moving and elevating in life. You need more space, but although you have more space, you don't need to take everything that you've had in the previous house or in your previous season with you. You know what I'm saying? If you live in an area that never floods, what good is a life vest? So it's only packing those things that make sense from 2018 and bringing that into this new year. There's so much good in store, but the universe is really going to test you to make sure that you understand that, to see if you've really gotten that and have been able to implement those lessons into this new being that you are, right? With this Ace of Wands, the new insights that you're having and the way that you express yourself and the way that you just exude, you know, your power in the month of January that's going to be big. Your individuality, how you are separating yourself from the masses here, and the 10 of Wands, how well you can also stand alone, but in separating yourself from the masses, what you're doing to make yourself unique and more marketable. Okay, something that is also authentic and true to you, because if you're doing something just because of the sake of its popularity, I'm not sure if I worded that correctly, but hopefully you guys know where I'm going. But if you're doing something just because it's popular, or just because it's a trend, or just because you feel like you can make a lot of money, that's going to come back to bite you, because you weren't really being honest with yourself. You weren't really doing what you were supposed to be doing. But here with this Ace of Wands, again, it's just like you understand who you are, and you're okay with being kind to other people, but you also know the importance of saying no, you know, and setting those firm boundaries, and still maintaining that sense of freedom, and again, that sense of individuality from everybody else. Okay, you can't continue to carry everybody's loads for them just because you have the energy to do so, because you are so action oriented or so action driven. And I'm sorry for the light, you guys, but you can't continue to take the burdens of other people just because you have the strength to do so. People underestimate just how strong, and I do also mean that on a physical level, that Aries are, even when they are very petite in stature, right? It's pretty impressive how strong Aries men and women are. And so a lot of people will try to take advantage of that because they know that you can handle it, but also it's up to you to be responsible for you and the trajectory of your life here, and being able to tell other people, like, no, you know, that what you're going through has nothing to do with me, so you're gonna have to come out of the throes that you're in by yourself. I can give you some guidelines, but I'm not going to jump into the quicksand with you. I'm not going to jump into the ocean and drown for you. You know what I'm saying? That's not my responsibility anymore. Okay, take accountability for your part. If you've caused any pain from people in the past that might come back, you know, and are needing that sense of closure, take your part in it, but don't take all of it if you know that it's meant to be shared. Okay, so watch out for that. Coming into the second and third week though of January, you have the Ace of Cups, so you have loving romantic gestures. You're in the mood to share your heart space with somebody on a romantic level, but just if not, you just have a lot of love to give. But just again, be careful, because people can take advantage if they feel like you are vulnerable and or naive in way in which you honor or dishonor your emotions, your emotional well-being. Okay, don't allow for people to confuse you, but don't confuse yourself here with the Seven of Cups. Also, the number 7 does talk about the 7th house, which is more about one-on-one partnerships. So relationships might be emphasized in the second to third week of the month. I'm going to put this out into the universe because I do believe it to be true, that the moon is going to be in the sign of Cancer in the second to third week of January. And so that may cause you, again, to have to flesh out any impurities as far as emotions are concerned. It might cause a little bit of confusion if you're not used to Cancerian energy or just water energy in general, and tapping into your intuition and or your emotions, because the way in which you utilize intuition is very different from the way that a water sign might, right? Not that you're unfamiliar with it, but it just can be uncomfortable in the way that Cancer asks you to be emotional. So that is coming up, but you might meet a water sign. You might have options as far as love is concerned, and that is what confuses you. But you need to go with the person that, again, is going to really help you on your ascension journey. Again, because you are becoming an unstoppable force. So you can only be stopped if you give people the power to stop you, and that is if you allow them to distract you and, again, hold you back, right? Let them play with your emotions. Make sure you're not doing that with other people here. But again, relationships and your relation to other people, how you relate to other people, will come up and will be highlighted in the second to third week of January. Just, you know, hold tight, stand firm. Definitely also getting that with the end of the month with the World card and the Queen of Swords. Have that gift of discernment, be able to see and read between the lines. That's what I'm hearing here with this Queen of Swords, right? You've seen it all and you've done it all. You've been through enough life lessons to kind of know when somebody's trying to bullshit you or not. So make sure that, again, you temper your emotions with your rational, logical mind, and that whatever you're doing is really for the betterment of you, and that also as you are extending out and people are also a reflection of you, that you're doing that with other people, right? That you're being the best example for other people to the best of your ability. Kind of, again, be more observant instead of absorptive. I don't think that is a word. Be more absorbent, again, instead of be more observant. Can I say this? Be more observant instead of absorbing energy. Again, that just really comes through because you see her on top of the world. And again, as I was saying, for Pisces reading, they have the tendency to take on energy and take on problems that aren't theirs. It has nothing to do with them. So pack light. Pack light. Just be able to really look at people, watch people's body language as well. I'm also getting that here because the coins can talk about language and people trying to use language to get their way, to be more persuasive, but what goes around comes around again. So make sure you're being a good example. Make sure that you aren't being manipulative in your language, but watch for other people. Also watch for opportunities. And again, I feel like by the end of the month you're really going to be doing things that not only are in alignment with who you are and your soul purpose, right, but that makes sense for you to do, that are helping you accumulate, or what is it, like attain the skill sets that you need for the things that you're trying to do, for the goals that you've set for yourself when you did your moon manifestations or when you made your New Year's resolutions, right? So just really watching the decisions that you're making and the things that you're thinking and the ways in which that you are behaving, again, because it's not going to matter just today, right? Energy lingers and there's a vibration to energy. It's going to have to matter 8 months and 8 years down the line. You know, you're really building a reputation, you're really building a name for yourself. So you can't and you don't have time to make a fool out of yourself or to do foolish things. So make sure that you guys are just really paying attention to the signs and synchronicities that are coming to you in the month of January. I feel like you will be seeing a lot of ones, a lot of 1-1s. You have a lot of energy to manifest and very quickly in the month of January. So be careful about the thoughts that you think, again, and the ways in which that you feel, because that can ripple. And you see that in other people, things that you might not like, things that you might not necessarily desire. So just be careful with the way that you think and that you feel. But yeah, nothing but good, you guys. I feel this energy too because, you know, by Western astrology, my sun sign is Aries. So I'm really excited to see what 2019 will bring for me and everybody else under the sign, or that just has very heavy Aryan placements. It's really exciting. It's really exciting. Love is here. New opportunities are here. Life, right? Building that life, building and working towards that financial freedom is here. Really being on your A game as far as your creativity is concerned is here. Being able to outdo yourself, being able to impress yourself in the month of January and throughout 2019, I feel is here. The Wheel of Fortune has turned finally for many of us, not just Aries. So let's just embrace it, you know, and let's ride this wave and make the most out of it, right? So as far as your chakras are concerned, I'm wearing purple. Heed your own intuition. Work on your throat chakra. Work on your heart chakra as well. And your sacral and solar plexus, okay? And I will check back in with you guys during the mid-month